guys, what's up? Tori here. So I'm here today to do my 29-week pregnancy update. I am 29 weeks and 3 days today. Today would be Tuesday, September 29. How ironic is that? Of 2020. So yep, just thought I would start it off there, and we'll just go ahead and jump right into this video because I do got some things to update on other than just the regular weekly updates. So first off, updates with baby. At this stage in development, baby is now about 16 inches long, or about the size of a pineapple, which is kind of crazy to think about, and weighing in at almost 3 pounds. Now that's your average baby. I will get into in a little bit on the actual size of my baby, weight-wise and all that. So I'll get into that in a little bit because I went to maternal fetal medicine last week, so I'll get into that in a little bit, but that's kind of the average approximately where baby should be approximately at. And then the only other major thing that was in my app for developmental wise for baby is that her muscles and lungs continue to mature more and get more ready for being able to handle the world when she is born. So yeah, updates with me, just I've still having issues with like leg and feet cramps. Like I'll even sometimes get like the feet cramps like randomly in the middle of the day, where all of a sudden like my foot will like cramp up and I have to like walk and bend it and stretch it, and like it's so annoying and frustrating. And I literally do everything I can think of to try to keep that at bay, but I don't know what the deal is with that exactly. But yeah, and I've noticed more so probably in the last couple of days than in like the last week, but that definitely that need to pee is starting to increase a little bit more, which just comes with that whole third trimester thing. Baby's bigger and putting pressure on your bladder at times and potentially using it as a punching bag periodically, things like that. So definitely been starting to notice that increased need to pee recently. So if that's definitely a thing. And I definitely have noticed that sitting on, like when I sit on the, like sitting on the floor and getting up from being on the floor and also bending over is starting to become more difficult. I can still do kind of depending on how I do it, especially if I bend like at the legs and not at the waist. It's much easier than it's always when I accidentally go to bend at the waist that suddenly it's like, oh, why am I doing that? Like, because it definitely feels very uncomfortable if I try to do it that way. It's not that I can't do it, it just feels very uncomfortable to do it. And definitely the whole sitting on a hard floor for sure, like it gets, like I can start off okay, but then it eventually just like hits where it's like, it's just so uncomfortable and I can hardly take it, like it. And then like getting up and down from the floor is starting to just become a little bit more difficult too, just because of the added weight in things up front here. So I've noticed that, and I've also noticed that I have some days, like I've been noticing lately too, that like I have days where I just feel super emotional and irritable again all of a sudden. Like I will just have a day where it's like I swear everything my husband does pisses me off, and I don't even understand why, because normally they're not things that bother me that much, but for whatever reason they just are pissing me off in the time being. Or it'll just be like I'll just have a day where like I'm just super emotional, like everything makes me just want to like shut the world out and burst into tears. And again, it's like not even for any legit reason, it just like will happen. And like it's, again, I'm sure it's just pregnancy hormones and stuff, because it's like it'll literally happen and I'll literally sit and think about like maybe try to pinpoint like what's causing it, and I can literally never think of anything, like any specific reason for it. Like I'm like, there's not really anything that like I'm sad about, there's not anything that should be making me this way, it just is the way I'm feeling for whatever reason. So I have definitely been noticing that a little bit more again. But then it's like I'll wake up the next day and I'll be totally chipper, fine, good to go, and be completely fine all day long and be my total normal self. Like it's so hit and miss, and like I'll definitely still have like the moments of irritability and upsetness too. But like again, like that's so like I'll have days where I'm totally fine all day, and I'll have days where I just have little moments, and then I'll have days where I'm super emotional all day long. Like pregnancy hormones are a trip, y'all. Like but yeah, so that's pretty much everything with me. And so then now I want to get into updates from maternal. So first off, I did mention that I went to maternal fetal medicine last week, Wednesday, for another ultrasound check on baby and all that. And I need to start off by saying that baby girl is still overall looking very, very healthy. Her blood flow through her umbilical cord is good. My placenta is still messed up, obviously, but everything was looking fine with it. And it was functioning good and all that. And everything with her was looking good. The only thing is she was measuring small again. So before she was measuring normal and on track again, and now she is measuring small again. She is not measuring like super drastically small. She's just measuring a little bit on the smaller side. It was mostly her like belly, head, and like arms and legs that were kind of measuring smaller. Her overall weight was estimated to be at 1 pound 15 ounces last week, so she's probably definitely like within the between 2 and 2.5 pound stage probably by this point now. And she was, so I mean, she's definitely probably a little bit bigger now. She's probably not that small currently at this very moment, but that is what she was measuring, estimated to be at weight wise last week, which again, like, with like technically was like right in the normal range, but like in the low end of the normal range. So again, still she's measuring at this point on the smaller side, which again, like at this point, like they keep just saying that it's either she's just genetically like, because Matt is not a super like big huge dude. Like Matt and I are the same height. We're both 5'7". And he's not like a super huge built dude. He isn't. I mean, I would say he's fairly average built. He's not super tiny built, but like he's not a huge dude. And I'm a fairly tall person, but again, I'm not like this super huge giant built person either. So she's like, it could just very well be in her genetics. And also, my mom was only 5 foot tall and was a very small petite person. So like, there definitely is smallness that runs in the family. Like, it's not like it is not a possibility that it is just her genetics. She's just a small baby. And then the other, like, they are still watching like the whole placenta thing really closely, because it could still also be the placenta that's making her run smaller. So they're having me go back again next week. It's next week Thursday that I go back again, and they're going to do just another growth check on her just to see where her growth's at. And at this point, her growth is still trending upward really nicely. Like, she's not showing like a slowdown in growth. She's not showing like any signs of stopping growing. She like, it's still all trending upwards good, which is a really good thing. So like, there really wasn't like an extreme huge concern from the doctor's standpoint. Like, she did not seem like super overly concerned. It's just something they still want to monitor fairly close. So there is that. So there's that update. But like I said, overall baby girl is still doing really healthy. And I actually see my regular OB tomorrow, which I have questions for him, because things I need to bring up with him, because I also asked maternal fetal when I was there last week about doing the 1 hour glucose test for gestational diabetes and asking if I could do it. And they were like, yeah, you should. And they actually at first they were like, no, you shouldn't do it. But then they changed their minds. They were like, yeah, you should be fine doing it because of my weight loss surgery. They said there really shouldn't be any issue doing it. And I was like, okay, like I'll do it. So yesterday I went and did it, and it really went okay. The only thing was like I had some serious indigestion for like that entire time I was sitting there waiting to go get my blood drawn afterwards, because like it felt like it was like stuck like in my esophagus, and like I was like super like burpy and all that for a little while there. But like that was probably like the worst of it. I never felt like to the point, like I did like almost feel like I was gonna kind of like spit up maybe, but not like throw up a couple of times, like when I would burp, like that kind of feeling, like you just feel like you might spit up a little bit when you burp. Like I had that kind of feeling, but I never felt like I like needed to like take off and like upchuck the whole thing or anything like that. So it didn't go as bad as I thought it would potentially go. But then my results came back today, and my glucose was coming back high. The cutoff is 140 and mine was 145, and I got a phone call today telling me that they want me to now do the 3 hour glucose test. What they described to me what they want me to do, though, is 3 days prior to when I go to the lab to do this, like I would drink the same glucose drink and stuff all over again. But what they described to me that they want me to do is for 3 days prior before I go in, they want me to carb load. And the way they described it to me is they want me to eat in a way that I have not seriously eaten since I had my weight loss surgery. I feel like there is no way I can do that for 3 days. Like, I'm going to give myself serious dumping syndrome and I'm going to feel miserable, because they literally told me, and I actually wrote it down because of what they want me to do. They said they want me to get 3 servings of milk, 4 servings of bread or starch, 4 servings of fruits, and 4 servings of veggies every day for 3 days. And like, that's also on top of the fact that I need to get in a decent amount of protein with having had my weight loss surgery. And like, me trying to wrap my brain around how I'm supposed to take in that much of that kind of stuff in a day without making myself feel miserable, like, I don't know how the heck I'm going to do it. Like, I would seriously probably have to munch and snack all day long in order to even get it in, because too, like, I get full fairly quickly. Like, I can't just sit down to a full meal and put like a serving of all of this on a plate and be able to eat it all. I would never get through it. So like, how I'm even supposed to take all that in a day, I don't know. So I'm going to be bringing that up with my OB tomorrow when I see him, and I'm going to be like, look, I really don't think I can take in this much a day. Like, with my weight loss surgery, I physically don't think I can do it. And even if I were to attempt it, I would be feeling absolutely miserable by the end of the day each time I do it. Like, I understand it's important to rule out that I actually have gestational diabetes, because it's pretty commonly known that a lot of women tend to fail the 1 hour glucose test and end up having to do the 3 hour one. But I feel like as a weight loss surgery patient, there is no way I can do the 3 hour one. At least not the way they're describing they want me to do it. Like, I feel like it just would not be a good thing and it would not go over well. And so I'm going to just bring that up with him and see if maybe instead I can just, for like a week, like, prick my finger with a glucose monitor and check my blood sugar levels daily for like a week or something. And then I can bring those results into him, and then they can see there if my blood sugars are ever off in that way. If that can just be an option, that I just do that, because I doing that 3 hour test, I feel like I cannot do. And then the other thing that I got that was part of that phone call today too is I had some other blood work done on top of it. And I guess my hemoglobin level was a little bit low, which I actually did see the results in the app that my hospital has that they like send all your blood results to and stuff. And it was a little bit, it wasn't like super, super low, but it was a little bit low. So because of that, they want me to start taking an iron and a calcium supplement every day on top of all the other meds I'm already taking for this pregnancy every day, which the hemoglobin being a little bit low doesn't entirely surprise me, because that is something that can happen in pregnancy already. And the fact that I'm also on blood thinners and taking a baby aspirin every day, like, the fact that my hemoglobin level could potentially get a little bit low, it doesn't entirely surprise me. So, and it wasn't drastically low, so I'll just go ahead and take the meds as I need to and pray it doesn't give me constipation, because I've heard iron can do that, and I already have issues with trying to keep myself from being constipated as it is. So we're just gonna hope and pray that I don't have any further issues with that. But so there's those updates. But I'm definitely gonna talk to my OB about it all tomorrow, and hopefully we can just get it figured out and taken care of. And I can definitely say that getting that phone call today, like, it definitely made me feel like I just need time to go faster so this pregnancy can get over with and I can just have my baby out of me and in the world, because it's feeling more and more like a roller coaster. Again, it could be the hormones and emotions and stuff too all playing in, but that's just kind of where I'm at. But then I do want to give one other update that's a bit more of a happier update. For one, I have a big old box sitting over here. You guys can't see it, but this big old box contains my changing table, which my lovely mother-in-law got for me. She brought it over the weekend, and so it's in this box and needs to be built and put together. I'm hoping to put my husband on that potentially and have him do that for me. If not, I will have an adventure and I'll put it together myself, but hopefully my husband will just do it for me. He probably will, because he's good at that kind of thing and he doesn't mind it. But so I'm excited about that, because then hopefully, like, I can start organizing some of the mess I got going on in here, because it's gonna be necessary. So yes. And then the other thing is, I do officially have a baby shower plan. My mom's side of the family is throwing me a baby shower on Sunday, November 1. So I will be having a baby shower with them, and it actually might end up even be combined with my dad's side of the family as well, because there's not that many people on my dad's side, like additional, like there's not that many people on my dad's side of the family that are around right now. That'd even be able to like make doing a whole nother shower necessarily worth it. So it might end up being combined with them, but it's actually also a combined shower. My cousin Stephanie is expecting a baby. She's actually due in February, like at the beginning of February, but they're going to, because she's older, they're going to end up, she's going to end up actually having her baby more at the end of January. So because of the fact that I'm due at the beginning of December, and then she's most likely having her baby at the end of January, like they decided we'll just do our showers combined, so that way that they don't have to try and plan 2 different showers. So, and I'm totally okay with that. I really could care less, but yeah. And then for anyone at this point, that's probably my only shower I'm going to have. And then any other gifts I get from people, I would assume they might just get me off my registries and have it shipped to me, or they'll drop it off to me or whatever. I don't think the church ladies will necessarily throw me one, just because a lot of them I know are very COVID conscious and stuff. So I'm foreseeing that a shower with them probably won't happen. But if it does, I'll let you guys know. But I'm foreseeing that won't happen. But yeah, that is officially all the updates. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys my baby bump before this video gets any longer, because this one is definitely getting on the much longer side. So go ahead and show you my bump. So I'm wearing kind of a cardigan cover up today, but here is from the front with my shirt down, this side, and to this side, and then I will do the shirt up, and I can lower my leggings down a little bit. Here's to the front this way, and then to the side, and then to this side. Sorry, the light from that window is shining in so weird. It's kind of a overcast, cloudy day, so it's definitely making that light funny. But yeah, so there is my 29-week baby bump, and she definitely still moves all the time. Her movement has not slowed any, which is a good thing. That means she's doing good in there. So yeah, that is everything for this week, guys, and I will keep you updated with next week's update on everything my OB says and all of that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.